Hello, okay, so today I'm going to be talking about AQUAPASTO, and there's quite a few videos on my channel where I use AQUAPASTO, and I've used them for sort of semi-abstract landscapes and for abstract paintings. And I've had quite a few people ask me quite specific questions about it, so I just thought for this video I'm not going to do a finished painting, but I'm going to run through the basics of it. Okay, so first of all, this is what AQUAPASTO looks like. Now I know you can get other brands, this is the one I've got, so it just comes in this tube. And I had someone ask me if it's meant to be yellow colour or had theirs gone off, and the answer is that yes, it is meant to be a yellow colour. I'm guessing the other brands are the same because it's actually made from something called gum arabic, which is that colour, but that I don't know that for certain, but this brand certainly is. So I've just put a little blob of the AQUAPASTO there in my palette, and a lot of people have asked me how much AQUAPASTO to paint ratio do I use, and the answer is that it depends what effect you want to get. So I'm going to run through some different mixes of AQUAPASTO to water to watercolour paint, and I'll just demonstrate the different effects you can get. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to show what happens if you just mix AQUAPASTO together directly with the paint and you don't add any water. So I'm just going to put a little bit there because I don't want to waste too much of the AQUAPASTO. And I've put a little bit of burnt sienna there, and obviously I've taken this from a tube of paint. If you took it from the palette you would have to add water, so if you want to use it really thickly you would need to use tube paint. So I'm just literally mixing that together. Now that the AQUAPASTO is a yellowy colour, so that will affect the colour of your paint a little bit, but you know, hopefully not too much, and you could sort of allow for that. So what I've got now is this, you know, sort of thick paint really, which I'm just going to show what happens when I just put that onto the paper. So here I've just got some cold press smooth grain paper, and I'm going to apply that just with this silicone tool, but as you can see it's really almost nothing like watercolour, and you can kind of make this sort of impasto effect. So you know, that's worth playing around with. You probably wouldn't add it directly onto white paper. I've got a tutorial where I do a mix a bit like this and I put it on top of the painting at the very end. In actual fact, what I do on that tutorial is I actually add a bit of white, because if you just add the AQUAPASTO to the paint then it retains the transparency of the paint. But if you were to add white, I've got you could use gouache or watercolour. I'm going to add this titanium white. Then obviously that will change the colour and it will also change the opacity. So if I just add that in there, I'm going to get a different coloured mix, and you know, adding that white in has taken away the transparency of that paint. And obviously if you added gouache to the AQUAPASTO you would also get a more opaque result. Okay, so that is using the AQUAPASTO without any water. So let's see what happens when you add water. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll do one mix here with a little less water and one mix here with more water so that you can see the difference. So in terms of how much water you add when you do your painting, it really does depend what effect you want. So let's do that now. Okay, so I've got my AQUAPASTO there. And I'm going to add, you know, really just a small amount of water. Get my burnt sienna there. Okay, so I've got quite a small amount, but it's creating quite a different sort of consistency to the one I did where I didn't add any water at all. Okay, and now let's put that down on the paper. So you get this nice sort of slightly thickened paint, and as you can see here, you can sort of add a bit of, it's got a bit of body to it, so you can scrape into it. So that's what I'm doing there with the tool. Like I said, I've got tutorials on my channel where I use the paint like this. I'm just going to bring one up here on the screen. And the method I used for this painting was I built up the layers, and I didn't use the AQUAPASTO at the beginning, and then I added the AQUAPASTO for the final layers. So check that out if you're interested in seeing an actual finished painting using the AQUAPASTO, and I'll put the link in the description. Okay, so back to this demonstration. I'm going to add more water to this mix now. Add quite a bit more. Let's see. So I'll put that below this one. Okay, so as you can see, I mean, that is, you know, really thinned down, and it's going to act really more like a sort of watercolour without the medium in. Let's see if I can make marks in it. So yeah, a little bit, not much. It'd be interesting to compare that actually with pure watercolour. That's something maybe you could try out if you do experiment. But something that I did notice about using the AQUAPASTO like this was that actually when you do wet in wet work, it can make it easier to control the edges. Okay, and I don't actually have a demonstration of making this painting, but I did use AQUAPASTO for this painting, and I just felt that compared with pure wet in wet work, the edges were a bit easier to control. The paint spread a bit more evenly, and that worked really well for this painting because I wanted a sort of quite a structured look to it. So that's something that you could try out as well. If you do wet and wet work, you could experiment with the AQUAPASTO in that way. Okay, and obviously you could add, I added white here, you could add white to this mix, you could add white to this mix. That might bring the effect something closer to gouache, but I also want to talk about the difference between using AQUAPASTO and gouache, because that's come up a few times in the comments as well, and some people have said, is AQUAPASTO the same as gouache? And the answer is that it's not the same as gouache, and that's because even though the gouache is thick, it has a different consistency to watercolour added with AQUAPASTO, which I'm going to demonstrate. And also, like I've mentioned here, when you add AQUAPASTO to watercolour, if you don't add white, then you retain the transparency of the watercolour. So that's two differences. I would say the consistency of the paint and the transparency. So I'm going to show you what I mean. I've got this really nice gouache paint here, which is Cobalt Turquoise. I love this colour. So I'm just going to put a little bit in my palette there, and I won't mix anything in with it. Okay, and I'll put a similar amount of water that I did for this one. So not too much, not too little. Okay, and I'll do my rectangle down here. Okay, so let's see what happens if we try to make marks in that with the same tool. It's not the same. It is making marks, but it doesn't have this kind of thickness, this kind of thickness to it really, where the mark remains. Here the paint sort of doesn't quite hold that mark. So that's a difference. But the fact is that you can also use the AQUAPASTO with the gouache. So let's just put some of that AQUAPASTO there with the gouache. I have actually used quite a lot there, which isn't actually great because I'm trying to make this AQUAPASTO last as long as I can. And that's actually another tip, that, you know, if you use a really big brush with the AQUAPASTO, you're gonna possibly waste quite a lot. So I would try to only use the size brush that you think you really need, because otherwise you end up with the AQUAPASTO on the brush, and then the only thing really to do is to wash it away. Let's paint that. Let's put a bit more water in there. I haven't actually used AQUAPASTO with gouache very much, so I'm sort of imagining how this is going to be. And yeah, I think that will take marks better than the one without the AQUAPASTO. So yes, you see, you can make marks into that. Okay, so I'm just going to take a few minutes to write under here, and then I'll run through it again, and then we'll get on to why would you use AQUAPASTO and what are the advantages. Okay, so here we go. I've written notes below these. So just a quick run through. This was the watercolour and AQUAPASTO with no water. Then I added a bit of white, and then you lose the transparency. And in this one I added a bit of water, and I was able to make these marks. For this one I added quite a lot of water, and the result was something a bit more like watercolour. But if you actually tried to use wet and wet technique with this, you might see some differences. And then I did just the gouache, and I tried to make some marks, but I couldn't really. But then by adding the AQUAPASTO to the gouache, I could again make the marks. Okay, so hopefully this, combined maybe with some of my other videos on actually using the AQUAPASTO in a finished painting, will give you an understanding of why you might want to use it in terms of the effects. I mean, I just think it's a really lovely medium to sort of shake up your watercolours a bit. And obviously, because you can make marks, that adds a sort of kind of dynamic component to your watercolour paintings. And the thing is, it's true that when you add the gum arabic to the watercolour paint can become a bit more like acrylics or oils. But by not actually switching to acrylics or oils, it means that you can use the same colours you've got in your palette, and there's no need to go and buy more paints. And also it means that you're still within the watercolour category, because the main component of the AQUAPASTO is gum arabic, which you have in watercolours anyway. I mean, the other thing is that I think the cleanup is great. It's not, for me, it doesn't feel as toxic as acrylics. I haven't used oils much. Okay, so I hope I've covered more or less everything. If you have any more questions, then just put them in the comments. And yeah, check out my other videos where I use AQUAPASTO. And if you like this video, then please hit like. And if you'd like to see similar videos in the future, then please subscribe to my channel. Okay, thank you. Bye.